Welcome back to Sunrise Podcast. It's episode 7. We are going to talk about India-New Zealand game along with some player statistics as of October 23rd. Let's get into the episode. Yeah, when it comes to ICC tournaments and India versus New Zealand, I think there's a history that we have only beaten them once in ICC tournaments. That was in 2003,
2003.
supposedly. So that's a sad part. And were you? I don't know whether you were nervous before today's game. So in my mind, I know we have Trent Bolt who is in form, and generally Trent Bolts love to take Indian top order. It's not just him; every left-arm seam bowler, and we have a biggest hole that Hardik Pandya is missing.
Yeah.
Considering the form that he's been in, I was that made me definitely more worried. In addition to Trent Bolt as their premium bowler who is also in form. But one thing that I was thinking was I was more and more certain that Shami is going to come in. And I assumed that he's going to bowl well because he has done so in the past in ICC tournaments, especially in 2015. I still can't, I still can't remember how well he bowled in 2015 in Australia. So I had some hope, but oh man, I did not expect a 5-4 from him, considering how he haven't played a single game so far in the first game that he came in, and he's your one bowler that you haven't tested because all your other bowlers have bowled really well, and the new bowler who comes in just take 5-4. Can you ask for anything better?
Amazing. I think you mentioned it. I was quite nervous before the game. Even when I was, speaking on the phone to you yesterday, I was pretty nervous about the game, considering our history with New Zealand, the form that they're in, the form Trent Bolt is in, especially. I was nervous, and Hardik Pandya missing, but I think out of all the 5 wins, the Pakistan one felt very special. Australia one felt special too, but I think the most special one was this one so far, because not just because we won, but especially the way we performed. We were missing key players. The replacement guy comes in, picks up 5 wickets. What a phenomenal!
The odds were all against us.
What a phenomenal spell! The way he nailed those Yorkers, not normal wickets, the way he nailed those Yorkers spoke volume about the preparedness of the player, his mindset as well, his temperament. He could have. There was no real reason to drop Shami. Because
he was not dropped.
Yes,
I don't think he was dropped.
The team combination made it in such a way that he couldn't find a place in the 11. It was not as though he was performing poorly. That's why he was not in the 11. He was bowling great. The team combination made sure that he had to sit out. And then when you have a chance in the 11, you perform like that. Spectacular. The same thing with Ashwin as well, right? He was not bowling badly. That's why he's not in the 11. The team combination, it's kind of different. So he's not finding a place. But these guys are performing well. These guys are in form. The guys in the bench are in good form. The moment you put them in, they'll come and do things like this for you.
Yeah, as you mentioned, so I think as the one thing that I mentioned earlier, right, the Asia Cup final, I'm going back to that. If you think about it, if Siraj did not bowl that spell, there's a very good chance Sami would be in your starting line. Right. After a spell like that, it is hard to keep a man out of the team. I think that in addition to how well he bowled in the last, I think it was 12 to 14 months, that's the main reason Siraj is in the team ahead of Shami.
Right.
But that doesn't take anything away from what Shami had done in the past. With Shami, one thing he's going to bowl fast.
Yeah.
There's no slower ball, there's nothing. He's going to bowl fast. He's going to bowl at stump. Every ball is going to be on your stump. If you miss, I hit you, And that's exactly what everyone knows. That's what you can expect from him, but still you can't take him on. Because if you miss, he got you.
I think, in my opinion, currently he has the best seam presentation in the world. The Not just
Hmm.
bowling fast, the way he seams the ball, the position of the seam, his accuracy, just phenomenal. Um, and his ability to bowl those Yorkers as well. We know Bumrah has a good Yorker. Shami has an equally good one. Like the one he bowled to
Hmm.
Santner today, unplayable delivery. It's just phenomenal for someone. He's not a backup player. I'm gonna come out and say he's not our backup player, but he's not been in the 11. But for him to perform like that, first game, he's given a chance. We have a big selection headache now when Hardik Pandya comes in.
Yeah, I think once Hardik Pandya is back, unfortunately, our favorite player is not going to find a place in the 11.
Yeah.
Shardul Thakur has to sit out. But I think that's for uh, I think that's for a good thing, because if you're going to have as good of a seam bowling as Bumrah, Siraj, and Shami, and you have two perfect bowlers like Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav, then I think you should be fine. Hopefully, if things go well, we are going to be able to be in this situation every time.
Hmm.
We will be able to bowl the opposition out in less than 250 or 260. And our top six order, the way that they've been playing so far, everyone had a go and everyone played really well. We are going to have a good run.
Hmm.
So I think this game, Surya Kumar Yadav came in. But once the Pandya is back and good to go, he's going to come back right where Surya Kumar is right now.
True. Uh,
So that might be our best playing 11. The only swap they might do is when there is a spin, they're going to bring in Ashwin for probably Siraj or Shami.
True.
I think that might be what they would try.
I think the one other thing that stood out is the ability for these folks to come back from tough situations, both against Afghanistan, against uh, in every game that we've played so far, probably with the
Hmm.
exception of Australia, there has been a phase where the opposition batsmen were taking the game away from us. They were going really strong, but the ability to strike back, I think the last 9 wickets, if I'm not wrong, went for 100 runs. The
Yeah,
way
I
we
think
came back in the death overs, especially today, was highlights.
so. In today, there was like that catch of Glenn Phillips, Rohit Sharma took.
Hmm.
After that catch, it was, I think there were three players running towards the ball,
Hmm.
and I think Sharma yelled for it and he caught it. Once that catch was taken, they were 243 for 5. From there to wrap them for 273, that was an excellent show. And I think, as the commentators pointed out, Shami deserved the man of the match, and I'm glad he got it. If Kohli had gotten those 5 runs, I don't know. I think, as they mentioned, he might have stolen
Another
another
stolen.
man of the match.
Yeah.
But probably even with Kohli 100, they might have given
No,
to
it
Shami.
Shami turned the game. Uh,
Yeah.
Especially he took the wicket of Rachin Ravindra when they had the partnership of 160, and then he
Hmm.
wrapped up the tail. He basically came in, put the tail in his pocket, and went home. That's what happened. Like we've had issues in the past where players like Mitchell Santner, Matt Henry, they have hurt us in the past. We've had like a
Hmm.
tail, especially when you have a set Daryl Mitchell batting the other hand. All they had to do was support Daryl Mitchell, and they would have gotten 320 plus. But
Yeah.
Shami just finished the tail, and that probably made sure that we didn't concede more than 300. And then once again, in a sub 300 total, when you have a 70-run power play, you're good without losing wickets. And that's exactly what happened today. Now, once again, Rohit Sharma, uh, 40 runs, 4 fours, 4 sixes. As simple as that. He's dealing in boundaries mostly. So and two massive sixes. I think of Matt Henry, if I'm not wrong, just coming down the track and lofting him over long on the first time and then long off the second time. He looked set for another 100 today. Both against Bangladesh and New Zealand, it looked like he was gonna go for 100, 150 and more. But he just, because he was just keeping on going, he just kept on going. He probably lost his wicket because of that to a rash shot. But
Yeah, I think in today's game, the one when he got out, it was. I don't think he would have thought that that's going to take his wicket because it was a harmless lower
yeah,
ball, and it was in the fourth or fifth stump, and it was so unfortunate that it had to take his
yeah,
wicket. Same with
Shuman
Suman,
Gill.
Gill when he was like going for a over third man, and it was right in his pocket. Darren Mitchell, I think. I was actually kind of sad when I saw Gill got out because you just saw Sharma got out,
Hmm.
and as soon as that, like, it showed a bit of, I don't know, like inexperience maybe because he did not have to go for the
Yeah.
shot considering we just lost one, key player. But once he got out, it was really good to see Shreyas Iyer when he got an opportunity again. He came
Oh,
back and he
the
he studied it. I think he did not just studied it. He just like came in
five
and just
fours.
smashed two fours,
5 fours in the first
smash.
nine balls. He was 21
Okay.
of nine balls. I think Kohli started a little nervously. He was, I think, 4 of 12 or something like that. And
Hmm.
I was following the game and I was like, oh, the scoring rate is dipping a little bit. Kohli is eating balls. But then Shreyas came in, 2 fours in the first over of Lucky, and then two more in the first nine balls. Like I said, he got 5 fours, 21 of nine. That kind of eased the nerves around the stadium, especially when we lost
In between, we also.
yeah, two quick wickets in between fog. I think someone
Yep.
said it was the first time a game in world cricket has stopped because of fog. Very interesting.
Yeah, I think it was the New Zealand. Oh God, I forgot his name. Simon Doe.
Yeah, Simon
Yeah.
Doe. Fog.
Yeah. Yeah, it was much better.
I was watching the game live. Man, trust me, it was hard for me
Mhm.
to see the ball. I was just spectating, like watching the game on TV. It was hard for me to see the ball. The players would have had it.
And in that condition, he just pulled the ball for four, pulled a short ball for
And not
four,
just
like
of
Shreyas
anybody,
Iyer.
Lockie Ferguson. He bowls good pace.
Yeah.
So very good,
Yeah.
very good. He kind of prevented us from having a dip. And then once that happened, once initial nerves of Kohli went away, once again the chase master. He showed why he's the chase master. Just anchoring the chase to perfection. He had good support from Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, very good support. And then not to mention Jadeja. I think that was the most crucial partnership of today because he was the last recognized batsman. After Jadeja, that was going to be Shami. We were 191 for 5, still 80 more runs left. Uh, at that point, one more wicket would have meant anything. But both Kohli and Jadeja, experienced players, and it showed why they were, one of the key players in the squad. Such experience, very calm batting.
And it also gave us the it also gave us one more person a chance, to showcase, okay, I'm also there. If at all worst case scenario, I will come and help you finish the
Hmm.
game.
Hmm.
And one thing that has been missing from Jadeja in the last 12 to 14 months was his batting, except some IPL innings for Team India in especially in the limited over, he haven't scored runs. He had two or three opportunities, maybe like solid opportunities, and maybe some um, 3-4 balls here and there in the end overs when we were batting first. But unfortunately, he couldn't score in any of them.
Hmm.
So my confidence on his batting was slightly low today when he came in. And as you mentioned, we were 80 runs or 70 runs behind. At that time, I was thinking was, okay, please rotate the strike, give the strike to Kohli, he will take care. But that six that he hit of Rachin Ravindra, that set the tone. So that gave me the confidence. I'm sure that gave him the confidence and everyone on the ground. Okay, he has something to deliver. And yeah, from there to stay there till the last ball and pull the ball for four to win the game with 12 balls to spare.
Brilliant,
That was so good to see.
brilliant, very exceptional. I think I read a stat in the last 7 innings against New Zealand. Jadeja has
Mhm.
450s and this 39. So yes, India has a bad time against New Zealand most of the time, but if there is one person who benefits from it, it's Jadeja.
Maybe because every time we played with New Zealand, we are losing all our top orders. So he has like 30 overs to bat, and he's been taking
Yeah,
most of it,
but
making most of the wickets.
credit to his batting. We
Yeah.
hadn't seen the best of his bat. Well, for starters, he hasn't gotten the opportunity really in this tournament. But like you said, his batting form was not that as good as we expect it to be. Com- Coming
Mhm.
into this tournament and in a clutch game, in a crucial game like this to finish the game off, that would have given him a lot of confidence and the team a lot of confidence as well. That our number seven is in good shape too. So
Yeah, we were able to see Rahul Dravid with all
mhm.
smiling, like with 3-4 overs to spare.
The
Um,
biggest the most beautiful moment of the day for me was the hug between Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma as soon as Jadeja hit the winning runs. I think it was played in social media and it's gonna go around. It's played in the TVs as well. It's there in the highlights package and all of that. But it was two of the most pivotal players in our lineup. Uh, uh, just to see them having a moment like that was beautiful. That's why I was saying I'm
so
really impressed with the team spirit that we have in this tournament.
they're not just the two of the most talisman players in our team in this tournament. They were the top two
Yep,
most run scorers in the tournament.
that
So maybe as we have already played 4 games, every team have played 4 games, and India and New Zealand, the top teams, have played 5 games. Why don't we have a quick look at who is leading the chart and what does that mean to their team,
of course
right? So of course, if we were to start with most runs, it's as I said, Kohli and
top
Sharma.
two. Top two is our guys from India, right? Uh,
Yeah.
and
Do you remember we talked about in the Asia Cup that when we were wrapping up the Asia Cup, we talked about what we are looking forward to in the World Cup.
mhm,
We said maybe one or two hundreds from either of them, maybe some 50s. It would be nice. And yeah, this is like you cannot ask for a better tournament from India point of view based on these two players.
just I mean, top two in the batting charts from our team and number two in the bowling chart from our team tells you why we are top of the table. It's not just one person. It's a team. It's been a team effort so far, both in the batting and
Mhm.
bowling. We've spoken about all the top five have runs, including top five plus Ravindra Jadeja have some runs under their belt now. In the bowling, we had five bowlers take 2 wickets each against Pakistan, but everybody has chipped in with wickets here and there. So it's been great so far. Kohli and Sharma leading the run scorers, but Rizwan as well has been having a impressive tournament after that. Big 100 against Sri Lanka, a good 49 against us. I think good performance against Netherlands as well, if I'm not mistaken. Uh,
Yeah. Unfortunately for Pakistan, except him, no one else is scoring
runs, yeah.
well. All the other players, they've been so patchy here and there,
Babar Azam, a lot of
and
things were,
especially Babar
yeah.
Azam. Yeah, especially Babar Azam, who everyone has expected most out of him
Mhm.
because of the form that he's in and the class that he is. Everyone, including us, expected a lot more than what he had delivered so far.
Mhm.
And the next is Rachin Ravindra along with Devon Conway. So those two players, we remember how well the first game they had. Unfortunately, from there they've been having relatively dip, right? Because they have scored a total of 290 and 260. So, oh yeah, 290
290.
and
I
250.
mean,
My bad.
456 from
And
New Zealand. Top run scorer 456 from New Zealand. Tells you why they're number two in the point chart as well.
true, but I was just saying personally, from my point of view, I have expected a lot more from Conway,
Yeah.
considering he scored 150 or 160 in the first game, and from there he had only scored 249
Hmm.
so far. that's significantly, low
Especially,
in my
the form
expectation.
he was in IPL with Chennai Super Kings. He batted really well
Yes,
in
and
Indian
he
conditions
got to
as
play
well.
2 games in Chennai.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we still have half the tournament to go, so
Yep.
probably more in store from him. But Quinton de Kock has been great as well. 200s for him so far this tournament.
Are you sure?
Two, one.
I mean, for sure, I'm sure he scored 200. That's not okay.
Okay.
Maybe I should have reworded it. I don't know whether he's had great tournament. He had good tournament
Uh,
because he scored 200s and his total is 233.
well, to me,
Right?
if you tell I'll
So
score 200s out of four games, I would say
games,
that's a good tournament.
fair. I think it depends on what his team needs.
Right.
He's been delivering what his team needs perfectly, for sure. I'm not even arguing on
Right.
that. I was just saying when he scored the second 100, everyone was saying he's gonna go on to beat Rohit Sharma's record of 500s
Nah.
in a World Cup. But I was like, wait, it's just a 2 game and give it some time, and he haven't, he's still struggling. He's not struggling. It's not that he's just going as more attacking approach and he's losing his wicket early, losing his shape and
Yeah.
his shot and stuff. But fair point.
This is
And David
probably the Rohit
Warner.
Sharma fan in me speaking.
Uh-huh.
But the only person who probably will beat the 500 record in World Cup is Rohit Sharma himself.
Well, oh wait, I think there is a phrase that everyone says, right? Records are meant to be
Yeah.
broken. And so I'm very sure someone's going to break that
Yeah, I
record.
mean,
If not in this World
someone
Cup,
will
if not in this World
definitely,
Cup, probably in the future
someone
World
will
Cup.
definitely break it. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the most classic lines I've ever had, MS Dhoni says when, we talk about when I think he was asked a question about our record against Pakistan. He was like, "Yep, it's all good now, but there will be some point where they will beat us, and at that point you should kind of lose your mind or something like that." It's the same thing with any record. Virat Kohli is at 4,800
Hmm.
right now. We thought nobody's going to beat Sachin Tendulkar's record. He's 100 away from 200s away from beating it. So every record is meant to be broken, but for right now, in this World Cup, do I see someone breaking it? Probably Rohit Sharma himself.
So in the future, I think, isn't it in the T20 World Cup, they are bringing in more teams,
Mhm.
so we're gonna have more teams. Probably down the line, we might have more teams in 50 over World Cup as well. At that time, maybe we might be playing more
Yeah,
games. So that might even I think this time we're playing more games than last year, probably,
yeah,
right? Because we don't have group stages. So considering that, it's gonna make it easier for people to score more than 500, relatively easier. Still never easy to score 500s in a tournament, but
again,
yeah.
even in this tournament, take this tournament example. We're playing 10 games. For someone to go and
Hmm.
score 500s in 10 games, which is 100 every 2 games, it's no mean feat. Even that's why I
Yeah,
said De Kock's having a good tournament so far, because two
fair
out of
point.
four times you score 100. It's
Sure, I should not be
yeah,
greedy with it
yeah,
because I'm very sure South Africa is more than happy with De Kock's
yeah.
200 than what I'm
I mean,
giving him credit
their
for.
middle
Like,
order. I think we should give credit to South Africa's middle order as well. 4, 5, 6. Rassie van der Dussen, Heinrich Klaassen, Aiden Markram. All of them have gotten hundreds. They're
oh
batting.
wait, yeah. In addition to that, they also have David Miller, who's just coming in and finishing games
Yeah.
here and there for fun.
So
And but you're right. I think out of those four players, one player who is looking more and more dangerous every game is Klaassen.
we saw
Like
what he could do in
when he
IPL.
starts scoring, yeah, that was just a trailer for
Yeah,
this World Cup, I guess.
and he's so
He's
exceptional
just
against spinners.
mhm. He's just smacking sixes and fours for fun, and he's not just like using just brute power. It's both timing and power that's making it even harder for bowlers to contain him, right? Because when you take Chris Gale, who used to smack sixes for fun, you could see. I'm not saying Chris Gale is not um, good timer of the ball or anything, but he had brute power. Even if he mistimes it, it goes for 6. It goes for like 10 throws 6. So for Klaasen, it's both power and timing that it's just going out of the ground.
Really classic player. I think to be a great player of spin the way Klaasen is, you have to have amazing technique, and I think Klaasen has it. He's showing it. We saw glimpses of that in IPL, and we're seeing more of it in this tournament. So really dangerous looking team. Let's talk a little bit about the bowling chart before we conclude.
So the bowling chart, as we've been repeatedly talking about how well Bumrah has been playing, which is evident here. He has an average of 16 and he has 11 wickets. Who was just Santner just overtook him in this game. Just concluded. They have very similar stats, everything, but Bumrah still has slightly better average. Both of them have been exceptional in this tournament. Santner, I personally never thought Santner as a wicket taker.
Yeah.
He was a very clever bowler. Yeah. He is exceptional in containing runs and one of the best fielder in the world right now. But in this tournament, somehow he got something in him. Especially he played 2 games in Chennai. We need to give him that because even though he hadn't played a lot for CSK, he had practiced a lot there. So I'm sure he knows the pitch very well because whenever he got a chance for CSK, he bowled really well. So he enjoyed both those games.
I think,
and even today,
go for it. I have.
Yeah. Even today, he had an excellent game. He was the one player who was afraid when we were playing, and he got the wicket.
I think with Santner, having followed him for a few years now, the biggest change I've seen in his bowling is the variation in pace he has right now. In the past, he was really accurate. He was on the stumps. He was kind of a Jadeja, similar to Jadeja prototype of bowler, where he comes in very accurate, does not give away the stumps to you. He just bowls every ball on the stump. But now he's varying his lines and lengths and also pace a lot. I've seen him float a few more balls. A lot of balls he's flighting more flighting than he's done probably in the past few years. So that's what he's changed in his bowling. He's also an exceptional thinker. Like you said, he has a lot of cricketing brain, and he uses it to a good extent. And all the more reason why he's top in the bowling charts, followed by Jasprit Bumrah. Shaheen Shah Afridi, we've spoken, he's not had a great tournament, but he's in top 5, mainly due to that 5-4 he took against Australia.
5-4 in the last game,
Kuldeep Yadav,
I think for his for Afridi's standard, like considering how well he bowled in the T20 tournaments in the last 2 T20 World Cups, and especially against India, so that's why we all rate him extremely high, and he well deserves so. So he is right on top with the 5-4. But for his standard, yes, he has not been up to his mark, expectation.
One other player, I think, when we talked about players who have surprised us, is Dilshan Madhushankar. Right, he's bowled exceptionally this tournament as well. He has 11 wickets, right next to Bumrah, tied on wickets with Bumrah. Slightly lower average, but he's bowled very well. He's one of the bright spots in Sri Lanka's World Cup campaign.
True. I think especially in the initial overs when he's bowling, he's been exceptional with his swing. Again, another left-arm bowler. Left-arm bowler with swing, I don't know. I think every right-arm batsman is struggling, not only Indian batting. So he picked up both Smith and Warner in the same over, or like back-to-back overs or something when Australia. The only sad part from Sri Lanka point of view is that even though he's bowling exceptionally well in the initial overs, he's struggling in the middle and late overs. I think that might be the reason why his average is slightly low. But yes, exceptional initial overs from Madhushankar so far in the tournament. Hopefully, if he can, bowl at least half that much in the middle or late overs, I'm sure Sri Lanka is going to go better. in the
So,
future runs.
I think we've almost come to the end of our podcast. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you a very tough question. Your predictions for top four. I didn't want to do it at the start of the
So
tournament because it would seem like,
fair point.
but now your predictions for top four.
We are kind of in the middle of the
Yeah.
tournament, so that's good. It's a good time for us to assess. Most of the exports, I'm sure you might have watched all the videos. Most of the exports have picked India, England, Australia, and the fourth one switched between different players,
Hmm.
different ex players
Hmm.
and exports. So at the beginning of the tournament, I actually thought the same thing. I thought India, Australia, it India, Australia, England, definitely. The fourth team, I did not think it is going to be South Africa.
Hmm.
I thought it is going to be New Zealand, considering how well they played in the ICC
Yep.
tournament so
Yep. Yep.
far.
Yep.
And I was not surprised the way that they played in this tournament so far. Though, as I said at the beginning of our podcast, the one team that surprised me the most was South Africa, and I'm adding them to the top four right now. Um, I I don't know whether I could say this, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be England is gonna miss out. So Australia might make it, considering it's an ICC tournament and the team with 5 World Cups. I don't think I can leave them out. So it's gonna be India, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's my top four. What about you?
I don't know. Just for the sake of being different from you, I wanted to
You
say.
don't have to. You
I'm
can
just
just
kidding. I
yeah.
just wanted to say Pakistan, but I think it's gonna be a tight shout out between Pakistan and Australia for number four. I know Australia have already beaten Pakistan, but Australia still has to play New Zealand and England. Pakistan have also have tough games. Uh, I would say, yeah, I cannot differ much. I think it's going to be India number one, so New Zealand number two, South Africa number three, and Australia number four. But like I said, it's going to be a good contest between Pakistan and Australia. If Pakistan can beat both Afghanistan and South Africa in Chennai, I think they have
Hmm.
a great chance of qualifying over Australia.
Fair point. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode with us. We're looking forward to bringing you more episodes, more games discussion after probably in a week. So take care, everyone.
Yep. Bye bye. See you
Bye bye.
after India versus England.